Like, whoa, I started Glitch Week, and Glitch, have we done a drinking video yet? Oh my god, look at this. You know what that is, Glitch? There's a clue right there. That kind of ruined it. Do you think it's a prisoner counting off the days till release? Man, they've been here a long time. I bet you know what that is. I love the outdoors, Glitch. I love the outdoors, and I mean, that's probably why I like bicycling so much, is that I've seen so much. That's kind of why I like canoeing as well. I've seen so much by riding my bike long distances and by canoeing long distances. Can I tell you where I've been? Oh yeah, it's gonna be a drinking video. I'm gonna do a drinking video. Talk about nature and the love of nature. Rather than complain about what Google Plus is up to. Alright, so you probably know, or maybe you don't, that I rode my bike across the United States. Took the train back. And God, it was so wonderful. I saw such amazing things. Look at this. That tree's coming down. I saw lightning storms from above, looking down into canyons. I saw buffalo, bison, all sorts of different kinds of horned sheep and goats, chased by packs of dogs. People tried to menace me, but back when I rode across the country, I was nothing but piss and vinegar, man. I was like the best person to have a good time with, and absolutely the worst person to mess with. Because, like, for instance, this one guy just kept insulting me. And I'm like, I've had it just about enough. And he's like, well, what are you going to do, fight me? And I'm like, well, at least if I fight you, I'll know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing, standing here listening to you, like, talk stupid at me. He didn't fight me. I was like, it'd be a lot easier if we just fought. God damn. This isn't going to be about that. Actually, I made a video about fighting to you before. I imagine, you know what? You being the tall gent you are, I took martial arts with a really tall guy, and he's like, I don't know how much of this I want to do, because it seems like just being tall antagonizes people. So I don't know that I want to, like, get the skills necessary to, like, fight. And I'm like, well, don't you want the skills necessary to, keep people from attacking you? Like, they're afraid of your height, so they attack you. And he's like, no, I think, he did. He turned to Buddhism. He's like, I think I'll just learn all I can about how to intellectually diffuse a situation. He was a great guy. Yeah, I rode across the United States, met lots of fantastic folks, saw amazing things. I had examples of generosity that astound me still. People that would just flat out do whatever they thought they could for me. And it wasn't because they thought I needed it. It's because they thought I was on an adventure and they wanted to be a part of it by doing something. Like, it might be something like, buying me dinner, or in one case, a whole bar all went in and bought me a hotel room. And I'm like, well, actually, I'm going down to camp. And they're like, yeah, but we want you to be in a hotel room tonight. I'm like, all right. So I stayed in a hotel room for them. I had some guy give me a whole bunch of old school MREs, and he was just emptying out. He had an army Jeep too. This old guy, I was camped next to a lake, and he saw me, and he just kept pulling out all these MREs out of his Jeep, and the really cool old school kind, the kind that had, like, tools and candy and gum and the toothbrushes, like, it was everything. Just awesome stuff. Like opening one of those up was like opening up a toy. Hey buddy, you wanna go, Keela? Come on. Yeah, I do. All right, so biking. Let me tell you just a brief one about biking along the Oregon coast. I was up by Astoria, which is the northwestern tip of Oregon, to the South Jetty. The South Jetty goes out into the ocean where the Columbia River empties out. And I was coming around a corner, and I was just kind of like, just coasting, enjoying myself. And the road was full of deer. And I'd just been in the sand, and my rims were all covered in sand, so I didn't hit my brakes, because I thought that's going to make the screechy, terrible sound scare all these deer. And so I just stopped pedaling and very slowly rode into a pack of deer. And I put my foot down to stop my forward progress. And it made a noise, of course. And all the deer, I'm in the center of a deer pack, center of a herd of deer. And they heard the noise of me stepping down in the middle of them, except every single deer looked outwards. I mean, they had no idea that a human being would be in the very middle of their pack. It was huge. And there I was, standing amongst all these deer, like right next to them, smelling them, like seeing the steam come off their skin and things like that. And so I was just trying to breathe really quietly, and then everybody realized, well, the emergency's over. And then people started to walk. I mean, the deer started to walk. And of course, they start to look up, and there I am staying right next to them. And pretty much every deer that saw me jumped straight up into the air. It was the most hilarious thing. It kind of reminds me of going along the bank, and I canoed from Eugene, Oregon, a little bit north of Eugene, Oregon, all the way to Oregon City, which is a little bit south of Portland. So I don't know what that is, like 80 miles maybe, an 80-mile canoe trip, maybe less. It's hard to tell. But I canoed, just silently drifting up upon nature, going about its business. And I canoed past a huge amount of mink playing on the bank. And I didn't realize there was wild mink in Oregon, escapees from the fur trade. I biked across Europe, and I saw some pretty great things. I mean, Europe's pretty amazing, especially as you get towards where was that? Eastern France was gorgeous. Well, Italy was fantastic. I mean, every country I went through was wonderful, but the mountains in southeastern France were insane. It was like looking at a solid wall going straight up into the air. They weren't like our mountains that slope gently to a peak. These things just went straight up. Oh, my arms are sore from work. I took my bike to Australia, but I didn't do a huge amount of biking there. It was fun living in Brisbane, a city on the coast, because you could bike to the ocean. That was really great. But I mountain biked through kind of like bush lands, like kind of like this, except like hardly any undergrowth, really dry, deserty, but yet also subtropical. Oh, look at this, looks dodgy. That looks like I'm gonna slip for sure. All right, Glitch, some remembrances of cycling and outdoor enjoyment. Look at this. Look at that, beaver's making these bungee sticks. Glitch. We gotta be getting close to the end of Glitch Week, it seems like. It's hard to tell. Alright. I'm sure someone will let me know, unless Google Plus keeps them from doing it.